to explore the private-public partnership option. It says private investors commit about $200 billion to acquiring, building or operating infrastructure all over the world. Earlier this year, the government of Brazil announced a plan to attract $2 billion of private money to airport PPPs in the country. Okay, now let's move over to the stock market, where we're seeing the all-share index still waxing very strong. Yesterday, we saw Tuesday's session. The index was up by more than half of a percentage point. It closed at 38,255.86 points. The market capitalization was at 12.23 trillion naira. Looking at the gainers table, Nestle still one of the top gainers that's been on that level for the past week or so. We saw that food giant gaining 21 naira 22 kobo. Okay, Dangote Cement. Okay, we saw that Dangote Cement is a quarter of the market value. The market's value. Dangote Cement added 3 naira to its share price. And USCN chopped up 1 naira 50 kobo. On the losers table, MRS lost 3 naira 90 kobo. GlaxoSmithKline 3 naira 35 kobo, and Cornell 3 naira 30 kobo. Looking at the top trade, UBA Capital pulled 250 million shares. Transcorp pulled almost 100 million units of shares, and Africa Prudentials Limited pulled 63.25 million shares. And in all, we're looking at 786.3 million units of shares were the total figure for the day. The value of those shares stood at 4.85 billion naira. The deals recorded was at 5,211 deals. Okay, let's now get more perspective to this latest development as Rotimi Fakayijo, the CEO at Enterprise Stockbroking Firm, joins us live from the trading floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Good morning, Rotimi.
Good morning, Bolaji.
We're seeing the index still waxing strong. Could you tell us what transpired at Tuesday's session?
Well, yesterday's session was quite interesting in the sense that we saw quite a good number of stocks gain good volume, and also those like that started. So companies and so that's the food still package. It's still marked, and also we saw other ones like USCN, which has been dropping in price for quite a while, coming up again. And I think what we can deduce from this is that I suffice to say that investors are really showing more interest in the market day after day. And we've seen that reflecting on the higher value of transactions being done on a daily basis. Yesterday, I think the market did more than 4.8 billion shares. In value, 4.8 billion naira in value. And I think the volume also was quite substantial. So I think we're running fast to the end of the year. And the investors are actually looking forward to at least positioning themselves for the financial year ending 2013. So I believe we're still going to see good things happening. And I think for a stock like Dangote Cement, may still see an improvement in the share price of that. And here and there, Transcorp PLC is still topping the gainers list, and Owando also has already joined that list. And I believe as we move more into the week, we will see better figures coming for these ones. And I think what we are seeing presently will be sustained. Even if there is a shift at all, it's only going to be temporary. We see it turn around again, just as we are seeing presently now.
Okay, are we still getting earnings from the quoted companies?
Yes, I think we got an earnings report. To me, is quite a disappointment. And even the notes to the account, I think they too acknowledge that the account is not really worthwhile. That is a result of Dangote Flour PLC, Dangote Flour Mills PLC. I think it's quite really a disappointment. We saw the turnover dropping by about 5.8%. That is from 31.8 billion in the previous year to 29.96 presently. And we saw the profit after tax dropping from, it was a loss last year of 1.85 billion, and this time around now is 7.217 billion. And I think when the new investors came into this company, it was there was so much enthusiasm that they're going to turn it around. That is Tiger Brands. But what we are seeing right now is quite a great disappointment. And I believe investors are really getting weary of this particular stock, knowing fully well that for what we are seeing, there is no sign of improvement. Because some of the reasons they have given is that they need to push up the price of their products, and in so doing, they are selling less volume. And I think for a highly competitive market like what they are into, I think doesn't really make much sense for them to increase price at this time. So invariably, we may not see an improvement over in the figures as some of the indicators are really showing us. So I think that is almost about the only result that we are seeing, except for Guinness Nigerian PLC first quarter. I think that one too also is at least they are able to stabilize their earnings, and I think it is at least it's quite acceptable for what it is now.
Okay, I understand that some of the companies are filing in their earnings a bit late because they have to comply with international financial reporting standards requirements. How do you think that is impacting at all on if at all there are companies like that? How is it impacting on the performance on the stock market?
Well, I think for those who have not turned in their results, there's every good reason to believe that there is something wrong with the activities going on in that particular company. And I think quite a lot of insurance companies fell into this category. Right now, we are just seeing the results, the first quarter result of Regency Alliance Insurance for the first time since the beginning of the year, and this is November, when others have already turned in their third quarter. So I think when you look at these stocks, these companies whose results have not been turned in at the right time, you will see that they are not doing very well at all. And most of them are trading at par value. So definitely they are being treated the way they deserve. And I think until there is an improvement in both compliance and also in performance with respect to their figures, there can't be any different treatment that will be meted out to them.
Okay, just before I let you go, I understand there have been projections that the Ocean Index may likely hit 40,000 points before the end of the year. Do you have such projections as well?
I quite agree with that.
Even at this level that we are?
Yes, there is still a lot of room for improvement. And there are still a good number of stocks who have not really made any advances in their prices at all. And I think interest is going to come in for those stocks.
Thank you, Rotimi. I have to let you go. Thank you for joining us on the program. We were talking to Fakayijo. He is the CEO, Enterprise Stockbroking Firm, giving us insight into what happened on Tuesday. And of course, we talked about the filing of earnings for some of the quoted companies, and some of them are coming in a bit late, while others are still waxing stronger. We're going to break now, and when we return, we will take you to our newsroom. Melinda Kilame is standing by, and afterwards, we'll check out the numbers coming from the global markets, please. Please stay with us.